Hey everyone, welcome to episode number 8 of the Glove Cities podcast with yours truly, Toby LaGrange. On this episode, we're going to take a look at the inaugural Gloversville Educational Foundation's Alumni Hall of Fame class. The Hall of Fame was founded to honor those outstanding alumni whose accomplishments have left a lasting impact on their communities, professions, and the Gloversville and Large School District. The induction ceremony will take place on Thursday, February the 26th at the Holiday Inn in Johnstown. 6 very worthy individuals will make up the inaugural class of the Hall of Fame, and they include 1988 graduate Thomas Ciaccio, 1953 graduate Vince Laporta, 1992 graduate Dan Liccardo, 1988 graduate John Savage, 1970 graduate Jane Spinak, and 1974 graduate Eric Vitro. The information for this episode, including the induction bios that you are about to hear, are all courtesy of the Gloversville Educational Foundation's press release and written by GESD's communication specialist, Andrew DeNitto. Now let's meet the inaugural Gloversville Educational Foundation Alumni Hall of Fame class.
Let's take a look at the first inductee, Thomas Ciaccio. A standout athlete and dedicated educator, Tom Ciaccio's impact on Gloversville extends far beyond the field. One of the finest football players the city has known, he played professionally overseas and was signed by the Arizona Cardinals. As a 5th grade teacher at McNabb School, he built more than academic skills. He built community. Mr. Ciaccio fostered teamwork, character, and inclusion, inspired service through community projects, and supported his students both in and out of the classroom. He encouraged young people to pursue their passions, face challenges with perseverance, and become engaged, responsible members of their community. His influence continues through the lives he shaped as both a leader and role model, leaving a lasting legacy in Gloversville. The next inductee is Vincent Laporta. A quiet leader and lifelong servant, Vincent Laporta's impact on Gloversville is rooted in education, integrity, and community service. A Gloversville High School graduate, U.S. Army veteran, and longtime educator, he devoted 32 years to teaching and served with distinction as president of the Gloversville Teachers Association. Beyond the classroom, he helped establish and guide the Fulton County Federal Credit Union for 5 decades, served as board president of the Fulton County YMCA, and dedicated years of service to the Church of the Holy Spirit. Mr. Laporta's legacy lives on through the institutions he strengthened, the students he inspired, and the values of service he quietly modeled. The next inductee is Daniel Liccardo. Dan Liccardo is a decorated Navy SEAL and devoted community leader whose courage and service have inspired many. A proud Gloversville High School graduate, Dan exemplified character and dedication from a young age, going on to serve in SEAL Team 6 on highly sensitive missions after 9/11. Following his military career, he continued his service through volunteer work with the Adaptive Training Foundation, supporting amputees with compassion and encouragement. In 2018, Dan faced unimaginable challenges after a severe accident resulted in the loss of both legs, yet he met each day with honor, dignity, and unwavering courage. A hero in every sense, Dan Liccardo embodies bravery, service, and a lifelong commitment to helping others. The next inductee is John Savage. John Savage is an extraordinary musician and educator whose impact on the Gloversville community spans decades. For 30 years as band director at Gloversville High School, he guided young musicians, preparing them for solos, college auditions, and graduation performances, while creating a family-like environment cherished long after graduation. A graduate of the College of St. Rose, John continues to share his musical gifts through the Savage Quartet and performances throughout the Capital District. As a devout educator, accomplished performer, and lifelong advocate for the arts, John Savage embodies excellence, mentorship, and dedication to music. The next inductee is Jane Spinak. A nationally recognized leader in child advocacy and juvenile justice, Jane M. Spinak has dedicated her career to protecting the rights of children and families. A longtime member of the Columbia Law School faculty, she co-founded and led groundbreaking clinical programs including directing the Adolescent Representation Clinic and serving as Director of Clinical Education. Her work as a teacher, scholar, and mentor has shaped generations of public interest lawyers. Through influential scholarship, policy leadership, and decades of service in family court reform, Ms. Spinack has helped advance a more just and humane legal system for children and families. The final inductee is Eric Vitro. A globally renowned vocal coach and music educator, Eric Vitro is one of the most influential voices in modern performance. Widely regarded by major publications as Hollywood's leading vocal coach, he has guided chart-topping artists, Broadway stars, and award-winning actors in both music and film. His work spans more than 35 major movie musicals, including Oscar and Tony-recognized performances, shaping some of the most celebrated voices of this generation. A graduate of New York University with advanced degrees in music education and voice, Mr. Vitro's legacy is defined by artistic excellence, mentorship, and an unmatched ability to help performers find their true voice.
Congratulations to all the inductees of the inaugural Gloversville Educational Foundation's Alumni Hall of Fame class. Every one of the inductees is very well deserved. The process in selecting a Hall of Fame's inductees can be a little bit messy. In this case, though, I feel the Gloversville Educational Foundation Board got it right. The community is involved in nominating inductees, and the board selects them. The only thing that I would change is how the board itself is made up. And looking at who is on the board, it's all teachers, school administrators, and political representatives. While the board should certainly have representatives of all three, the majority of the board should consist of those alumni who represent the backbone of the community, the average resident. Now, of course, the average resident would have to have certain parameters in order to get in. They would have to be an alumni of the Gloversville High School. They would have to be legally able to vote. And, of course, they would have to live in Gloversville, or at least in the district. It should be open to all who want to volunteer their time, not just the chosen ones. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time right here on the Glove Cities podcast. So long for now.